The movement of people across borders has long been defining features of globalization. Yet, immigration policies are often shaped by politics rather than human realities. Recent deportation of 55 Indian nationals from the US via Panama highlights how international agreements are being used to tighten immigration enforcement. This process is not just about returning individuals to their home countries. It reflects a broader shift in how the US is handling undocumented migrants, particularly from South Asia. Since January 2025, the United States has deported 55 Indian nationals under a bilateral agreement with Panama, a key transit country for migrants heading towards North America. These deportees were held in detention centers in Panama before being flown to New Delhi through arrangements coordinated by the International Organization for Migration. While deportations are not uncommon, what stands out here is the use of a third country, and that is Panama. Panama as a holding point before returning migrants to India. This move aligns with the US government's broader strategy of working with Latin American countries to manage migration flows before they reach the US border. For years, Panama has been a critical route for Indian migrants attempting to reach the US illegally. Many travel through South America, often entering through countries with lenient visa policies such as Ecuador or Brazil. From there, they embark on an extremely dangerous journey through the Darien Gap, a dense jungle between Colombia and Panama, notorious for harsh terrain, smuggling networks, and violent crimes. Once in Central America, they continued their trek northward, often paying large sums of money to human traffickers just in hope of entering the US. However, the US authorities have increased surveillance and deportation operations targeting South Asian migrants. Instead of allowing them to stay while their asylum claims are processed further, more migrants are being swiftly deported under strict immigration enforcement measures. The 55 deportees sent back via Panama are just a small part of a larger wave of Indian deportation from the US. In Feb 2025, 104 Indian migrants were deported on a US military aircraft, a move that drew sharp criticism in India. Since 2024, over 96,000 Indian nationals have attempted to cross the US-Mexico border, setting a new record. This increase has made Indian migrants one of the fastest growing groups arriving at the US border illegally. These numbers reflect a significant shift in the US immigration pattern, where South Asian migrants, once a very small percentage of those crossing the border illegally, are now a key focus of enforcement efforts. These deportations are taking place against the backdrop of Donald Trump's renewed push for strict immigration policy. As Donald Trump is back in the office, his administration has emphasized rapid deportation, even if it means using military aircraft or any chartered flight, increased coordination with Latin American nations to intercept and return migrants before they reach the US soil, a broader crackdown on asylum claims, making it harder for migrants to stay in the US while their cases are processed. Well, the decision to use Panama as a transit point for deportation indicates a strategic shift, one that could become a model for future removals of undocumented immigrants from other countries as well. The big question is, what happens to the deportees now? For those sent back to India, the future remains uncertain. Many had spent years and life savings to try build a new life in the US. Some left India due to financial struggles, while others were victims of fraudulent immigration agents who promised them safe passage to America. Upon arrival, deportees often face stigma and financial ruins, with few opportunities to restart their lives again. While the Indian government has raised concern about their treatment, it remains unclear whether any assistance program will be put in place to support them. As deportation continues, the US tightens its immigration policy. One thing is clear: the journey to the American dream is becoming harder than ever before for the Indian migrants.